Hello and welcome back to the Multiverse Mike. My name is Taylor, and this is my co-host.
I'm Jacob.
All right, and then we are missing Brian this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. Just more unforeseen circumstances. So we decided we'd go ahead and talk about Call of Duty and Battlefield today.
Yes.
And kind of the state of each franchise and what are we expecting, what are we hoping for, and all that. So, Jacob, I know you have a lot to talk about this. You're pretty excited about this topic.
I am. It's because I'm enjoying like what's been going on with like Call of Duty now. But I don't like what I'm seeing, honestly, for the future of Call of Duty. Like, I love jumping on and playing just Call of Duty with you and all of our friends. But man, I don't know. I don't know what to think about the future. That's a little thing I'm worried about right now. But yeah, so Taylor and I and another buddy of ours got to do the Battlefield 6 beta. So Taylor, I want to hear from you first, just because what'd you think about it?
So as Jacob knows, I'm not the biggest Battlefield fan, and it's just the play style. It's not for me. But of the Battlefield games I've played, it's pretty good. My favorite one so far is still going to be 4, just because of the like leveling of the changing of the maps. It's such a cool, different concept that you don't see a lot in these kind of games anymore. And where you can just take out towers,
or a dam,
yeah. And I just hope that we see more of that moving forward in the Battlefield games. But the beta for 6, like, it was good. I mean,
for a beta,
yeah, it was pretty good. I did kind of spend most of my time trolling around in a tank and just running over stuff. Because why? Because I'm not good at the shooting part. I'm not good at that part of that game. It doesn't feel natural to me compared to Call of Duty or like Counter-Strike, which are games that I do like to play.
Yeah, and I feel like that's okay. I feel like some of the stuff I've seen just online about people, the Call of Duty, Battlefield, kind of just back and forth, like just talking about players, not necessarily like the company that makes these games, but the players. One thing that I watched, it was kind of cool. It was saying like Battlefield is kind of one of those games where it is different than Call of Duty, and like everybody that jumps on instantly knows that. But like the cool thing about it, that's one thing I like, is like that's okay if you're like a tank guy, because I'm not. I get into a tank and I get blown up like right away. And I'm like, how do people stay in a tank? And I'm realizing it takes a lot more teamwork. You need someone that's always like healing you and stuff like that. And I did on one of the maps on the beta enjoy like almost like sniping with a tank. So instead of going into the, ABC domination style car conquest, I just kind of sat up on a hill, just like, and it worked. I thought that was kind of cool.
Can you do that sound again? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah, and with Battlefield, they have the classes are very important, and then you have your medics, your engineers, your support, and your assault. And
do you like that? Do you like that there's like set classes?
I do, but there is. I mean, at least my experience playing with it, because we don't have a full group when we play, right? We have 3 guys. You usually need 4 to fill out your squad. And the thing is, a lot of the 3 of us kind of like to do the same thing. We kind of like that assault or the support,
right?
And or the recon, I mean, and we kind of end up. And I feel like that's where we fall short. That's just how we play. But in general, when I play by myself, I try to play like a medic, and because I feel like that's where I'm going to be useful, because I love to run around in the middle of all the firefight and try to pick up as many people as I can,
Sure. And that's kind of one of those things I like about Battlefield. I'm like, then that's your thing for that game or whatever. But like, and I will say this, I would give Call of Duty, because it's not like I like Battlefield more than Call of Duty. It's just like in this time period, like specifically Black Ops 6 and I guess not Battlefield 2042. That one's okay. But with the going back and forth between the beta that day, I will say though, I don't like playing Battlefield alone. Like that's one game I'll jump onto and be like, yeah, I don't want to play this anymore. Call of Duty I could play alone,
Mm-hmm.
all day. But yeah, Battlefield is definitely one of those. I'm learning that because like it's hard though sometimes going from like a mindset of like I just got done playing Black Ops or Call of Duty and I'm gonna jump into Battlefield and
Right.
you die instantly and you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm not
Right.
playing this. But same thing with Black Ops 2. I'll jump into Black Ops, die right away. I'm like, I don't want to play this. But yeah,
Yeah. And let's go ahead and talk about Call of Duty a little bit here.
yeah.
How do you feel Black Ops 6 went this year?
I've really liked it, and I think I've liked it because it gives off more vibes of like the older Black Ops games. Like Black Ops, I won't compare it to Black Ops 2 being like the same thing, but it definitely gave like reminiscent of that, where like you can still customize your weapons, but not as much as like Modern Warfare. Like that's kind of not what the point of it all was. It was just like more, I would say gameplay focused. Like you're jumping in, you're in it, you're fighting, you die, you jump back in, do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. And I've always liked that about any of the Black Ops games. It's way more fast paced. I guess it just depends on the map.
Yeah.
And
Just
I
clarify
think my
real quick.
frustrations
When you
with
say
with what?
When you say Black Ops, you mean Call of Duty in general? Or
Call of Duty in general. Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
yeah.
And with this Black Ops game too, I have liked the maps a lot. It's just, and it's like this with any Call of Duty game because of the size. And I know this even goes back to like CS:GO, where it's you learn it so well that, or especially other players, that I'm not at that par yet, even though I could play it every day and I'll still go down the same lane and do the same stupid mistake. And I don't learn from them as much as I did, like in Battlefield where I'm like, okay, this is a massive map. I'm not going back to A. So I'm going to go to C now, versus like Call of Duty where I'm like, well, you can go around the corner, up the stairs, or on the other side of this area where if there's a sniper on that side. And, but I've, as much as I was just sounding like I was bagging on it, Black Ops 6 has been awesome. How do you feel it's gone so far with Black Ops?
I feel like it's gone pretty good. It started off really hot, and I was really excited from the beginning. And in the last like 2 or 3 months, I feel like it has just dropped off, and that's kind of a theme that I feel is common for any Call of Duty game. Modern Call of Duty game, the playability of the game seems to get stale quicker.
Sure.
And I feel like that's why they make one every single year. They make a new Call of Duty every year, and it's to keep the whole franchise from getting stale. And that's I think playability is something that like Black Ops 2 had amazing replayability, and going in and and I played that thing. I mean, you got
a lot.
I didn't buy Ghosts. I didn't
No.
buy. I mean, all the way. I think I still played it through Advanced Warfare as well because I
did not like that game.
No, and we'll I've got something I want to talk about later on that. But
yes.
Yeah, I feel like it's starting to get stale, and I do like the introduction of those weekly challenges that you get extra things with. That where you don't feel like you have to buy everything. That's starting to feel like they're moving in a better direction,
right?
To kind of help some people out with that don't want to buy packs like every
like a reward system.
Weeks. Exactly.
Like that's
exactly reward system. It makes you want to play the game and want to try.
Right.
Yeah.
No. And what do you think sets, like, I guess maybe let's talk about franchise. I guess what sets Call of Duty apart from Battlefield? Would you say even just like generalizing Call of Duty, generalizing Battlefield, doesn't have to be necessarily just Black Ops or Modern Warfare, but like what sets like specifically Call of Duty apart from Battlefield and good ways?
Pacing. So I think pacing is huge with those two franchises, and
sure,
so Battlefield, usually you're playing unless you choose the smaller maps, you play a lot of people like that conquest style because it lasts forever.
Yeah, 20,
and
40 minutes.
and that's fun. That
Mm-hmm.
that is fun when you're playing and you're pushing and pulling constantly with the other team. And that was one of my favorite things in Battlefield 1.
Oh yeah,
That I
seriously.
the that that I loved playing that game with in that Conquest. um and But pacing in Call of Duty is so fast,
It's
and
quick.
it's
Yeah.
quick, and I've noticed that as I switched from, and you know this,
Yeah.
that
Oh my gosh.
I've switched from playing on my PlayStation to playing to PC,
Yeah.
because my reaction time is much faster, and
Yeah.
my stats have just started going up and climbing, and I feel like I can actually compete in this game now, and it's
Right.
made it more fun for me. um I think that, um because of that, and kind of going on a little bit of rabbit hole, down a different rabbit hole here, because I'm probably going to end up getting Battlefield 6 on PC instead of
Mm.
PlayStation, just to try something different and
Yeah.
see if that makes the game more enjoyable for me.
Yeah.
um
I think the customization I think you'll like better too.
mhm.
Just because, like, man, PC has so much more to offer. Well, Battlefield in general has seemed like it's been tailored. I think originally Battlefield was a PC game. I think like Battlefield was Battlefield before Bad Company.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like the customization, like if you go to settings, you're like, whoa, there's so much you can
Oh.
do. But Call of Duty's definitely gotten
Mhm.
more and more like that on console. But PC, man, you could how fast do you want to zip around, like
Exactly.
spin around to shoot the
And
guy behind you or whatever. But
exactly, and
yeah,
that's going to be, what you go back on, the pacing for Battlefield's totally different. You don't need the whole zipping around real quick.
mm-hmm,
It's about where do you place yourself on that
mm-hmm.
game? Where do you decide that you're going to be? What is your role for that game,
Right.
and or to that specific game? Whereas in Call of Duty, it's, how can I get the most kills as fast as possible?
Right. Like, where's
And
the enemy right now?
exactly. You know, it's kind of a, yeah. I mean, there's not a whole ton of strategy when it comes to Call of Duty, and it's just skill, and
Right.
skill and knowledge of the mechanics of the game.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Battlefield is one of those where you can be a huge part of the team and not get a lot of kills, get a ton of points in a different direction,
Yeah.
and it brings a different kind of enjoyment. Yeah,
Right.
so
No,
that's
I
where I
agree
see
with
the
that.
difference. Yeah.
No, I like the way you said that too, because like it's like the difference between the games. Because some people just don't understand that. I feel like they'll buy Battlefield because they liked blowing things up, and then they realized that it's not about specifically just that. It's just like kind of an added perk. But
Mhm.
like Call of Duty, like you said, it's like reaction time. Like, and then how can you be the best like killer on the team versus Battlefield, where like you said, you could be picking someone up the whole team or the whole time and be rewarded for it. Like you could be top squad, and it's like you got a reward for being like for picking up 21 people, or healing so many tanks, or so. No, I agree with that too, and I feel like there's something special about both of those things,
Mhm.
especially because you could be any kind of person in Battlefield, but you need to kind of know what you're getting yourself into with Call of Duty, and know that you're probably going to have to get better to
Mhm.
compete in Call of Duty. Versus jumping online and playing a custom with your friends, of course, but like when you're actually jumping online and trying to win, like we've seen that frustration a lot too, jumping into a match and like everybody is level 400 plus in Call of Duty, and it's like intimidating, and you can see
Yeah.
like how long they've been playing and how well they do, and it's frustrating and we don't like it. But at the same time, I have to commend those people because I'm like, hey, they spun around faster, shot me quicker, and
Mhm.
it's the same guns. It's not like they're paying for better guns necessarily, maybe better looking guns because of the skins or because of the packages they
Right.
purchased. But yeah, no, I agree with that. There's just two different things, but you just
Mhm.
have to kind of know what you're getting yourself into when you're playing both of those.
Yeah.
What did you think, or I guess the stuff still coming out, what did you think about like the Black Ops 7 trailer and stuff people are
As
coming
you
out
can
with?
tell by my long sigh there,
I
I'm
saw your eyes just go.
disappointed. I'm disappointed, and and before we jumped on this recording, I refreshed myself on both trailers, and
Mm,
I was the I don't know why they're doing another Black Ops game. I'm not going to lie. I feel
No,
like I'm getting.
yep,
They're running. They did the same thing with Modern Warfare. They're running it into the ground, and they're making me not enjoy the name Black Ops.
right. Like,
I
did you expect it to
loved
be a
Black
Black
Ops.
Ops 7?
No.
I did not. I was like maybe something like brand new,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe another Modern Warfare or something like that.
Yeah, exactly, or something warfare. Something along
Hmm.
the line. How far can they take this Mendez character and keep just stretching him? How old is this stupid guy at this point?
I
he's like
That's what I was
he's
so
like
confused
he's like
about
100 or
because
something.
yeah, I was like,
I
is
haven't
this the
played the
same guy
campaign.
or
Yeah.
is this like a son?
I haven't played the campaign in the last few Black Ops games, so I don't know where they're at.
Yeah,
But I don't know if I want to play this campaign. It looks
exactly.
stupid. It looks
And like, especially with
confusing.
these trailers too, what they're kind of like it's almost like of course I don't know like how companies do their research. Like, are they like competing in the sense, does like the people that work at Call of Duty like go, hey, what's the guys over at Battlefield doing, what's EA doing? Because if they don't, and they actually had this as their, oh, they're gonna love this moment,
Hmm.
I don't know what they were thinking, because it really, all they're doing is like, and this time, guys, you can play with 4-player co-op, and then at the end you can play with 21 other people, or 20 people for the end game. And I'm like, I just want a good story. I don't want to play with 21 other people. I'll play I'll play oh, what's the game
Yeah,
mode, gosh dang it, where you jump in with 100 people, like
Warzone.
Warzone. Yeah, I'll play Warzone if I want to play with that many people. Like, in fact, how are you going to work together? I mean, you're just going to get, like, it's because it's not Battlefield. People are
Hmm.
going to do their own thing. They're going to just converge onto one thing, and maybe that's what they want. But then again, that's pretty stale, because you're like,
Hmm.
destroy the giant robot. Everybody's going to converge on the giant robot, and it becomes a raid, where it's just like this. This is kind of silly. Like, I feel like they're trying to make the money and get everybody excited about, like, not necessarily changes they've made, but like, hey, look, now you can do this with your friends. And I'm like, this is an online game. Most of it I can play with my friends. Like, even if the story is a co-op, that's awesome, that's cool,
Hmm.
but just make it a good story. Like
Yeah,
something that, like, I miss. That's what I miss about like Black Ops 2, even Ghosts, like those stories. I was like, I'll play that
yeah,
campaign again, that was great.
yeah.
And then just stale, no campaign, just online. And I don't know, I feel like they missed the mark, or they may have.
They're
We'll have to see.
they're trying to find and catch their tread again, and
Mm.
they're just they keep falling flat. And I saw a good comparison in some comments that it feels like we're back in 2016, and Call of
Mm.
Duty is trying to outdo Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1.
And that was a good comparison there, that are saying that the
Yeah.
history repeats itself, and we're
Seriously.
and that's where we're heading again. It feels like the same exact feeling. And I forgot about it. I did enjoy Battlefield 1, but not as much as 4. And
Right.
I just feel like we're going
4 was
backwards.
special.
But it was 4 was something really, really special. And
Yeah.
we still find ourselves going back and playing it every now and then, and
Hmm.
just because I love that game.
Was that was PS4, wasn't it?
I think it came out on PS3, but
Oh yeah.
they re-released it for PS4. We're PlayStation players, so
Right. Yeah.
yeah, it came out. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, and but Black Ops 7, that, back to that trailer, that they focused on the wrong things. The campaign looks ridiculous,
It
and
looks confusing.
it looks
I
like
don't know what's
something
going on.
it looks like something I don't want to play.
Right.
And once again,
Yeah.
and I still, I haven't played a Call of Duty campaign since
Mm.
Black Ops 2. And because again, I didn't have Ghost. I probably would have played Ghost if I had it, but
Yeah, that was a good.
because I heard it was
That'd
good.
be so sick if it would Ghost 2 or something. I
Or just
I was hoping for
yeah.
something. If they're gonna bring back something or remaster something from like back in that era, even like I don't know, a remake or something of Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'd been sick.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be great. So from that trailer to the Battlefield 6 trailer,
Hmm.
going from one to the other, what did you feel?
I felt like Battlefield 6 was like drastically better in so many ways, not just because of like the song choice or, because their Battlefield was like, all right, guys, we have to stop trying to compete with Call of Duty by doing Call of Duty things. So I think that's where 2042 went off. And it's not that I hate like future games. It's just the things that they like think about the future in warfare, like tick me off. Like, especially when they're like, well, in the future, we're going to have like overshields and stuff like that. I was like, I'll play Halo. I'll buy an Xbox and play Halo if I want overshields and stuff like that. Like I want like not just realistic, but like I want like special maps first of all, but also like the guns have to mean something. Like it's not just like shooting lasers because it's the future. Like that's just too easy. Like I want like some good customization, but like I don't know. I think with the Battlefield 6 trailer, just what they were saying to the world is like, this is what it's about. This is the battlefield, and this is war. And then you just see things blowing up all over the place, people running into buildings, people going, oh, there's some people in that building, and then they drop the building on them, and I was like, okay, that's what I want. I don't want like some heat-seeking bullet.
Yeah.
I don't want some knife that can fly around the corner. I want to be able to drop a building on the enemy team, like in like, that's something that was kind of special from that trailer. But then, you go over to Black Ops 7, and it's like, how is this better than Black Ops 6? Like, that's what I want them to tell me, like, without just saying, hey, here's another Black Ops game, and we're doing things a lot different. And again, it's in the future. Here's a robot dog, or like, here's, look at the cool flying, like, future helicopter and stuff. That doesn't make me go, I can't wait to buy this game, because I'm sure that's what it's going to be like in the future. And like, I honestly don't care. They could have done a past game. They could have done like World War II or World War I again, or like remake the original like Call of Duty, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3. I don't care. It just, when I saw that, I literally thought like Infinite Warfare or Advanced Warfare, those two games that just were garbage. Like jetpacks, run on the walls. I was like, I don't want to run on the walls. I want to be able to like blow up the walls. Like, I don't know. I like taking it. I like taking away advantage. I think that's pretty cool. That Black Ops is like, here it is, mic drop. You can blow everything up. Have fun. Now
the Battlefield 6 trailer, the trailer drop, and I sat and watched it, and I felt like it was good. It felt like something I wanted to play. Which that's the campaign, right? The original.
The first one was the campaign. Yeah, and I forgot that it had that, because like some of the other Battlefields were just like, here's online play.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what a lot of us play these games, just for the online feeling. But I felt like that might be a campaign I might try out and see if I enjoy it. But like at the end, it reminds you there's a multiplayer trailer also coming out. I was like, oh yes, I better watch that. So I watch that, and I'm like, this is what I feel like exactly Battlefield is. It's a it's a kind of a strategy game, but there's chaos. There's chaos if you're in the middle of everything. There's straight chaos, and that's the favorite my favorite part. I love being right in the middle of all that, and causing most of the chaos. You know me. I like to just drive a car right through the middle.
Seriously, or be the guy with the sniper who has a bunch of C4, and you're like,
yeah, exactly, just exactly, and it got me a little excited again, even though I didn't play much of the beta. I did get kind of frustrated at one point and rage quit and just sat back and
that's
waited.
Okay. I feel like that people are like, then don't buy the game. It's like, no. Rage quitting, you're gonna do that in anything online ever.
And it's exactly, I can't tell you how many Call of Duty matches I've rage quit, and just out of
pull us out,
get out. And then going back to the Black Ops 7 trailer again. From there, it felt like Black Ops 3. That was for boots on the ground. Black Ops 3.
Yes, and then I think 4 was the future.
4. Again. So this feels like Black Ops 4 2.
Yes, that's a great comparison. I seriously, that's everything that it looked like. I was like, it feels, because the scenes that I've seen from, I guess, gameplay technically, like, because I know they're leaking that out now, where they're like, oh, you can do this now, like, and I just see them running on the walls. So I was like,
that
okay,
was gameplay footage, is what they said,
Mm.
and I feel like, are we going backwards? Like, I felt like this is something that people didn't like. There was a whole boots on the ground campaign, to get Call of Duty back on track.
Yeah,
because this was what, it was like 4 or 5 games in a row that everybody was flying all over the place, and I don't want to have to go like,
I know, Nuketown. Nuketown with people like running all over the map. You're like, oh, there goes a guy running along everything.
Exactly. And like I said, it feels like Black Ops 4 too. And I don't know.
And we don't want Black Ops 4 too.
No. I've done this before. I've not, I don't buy every Black Ops game or every Call of Duty game. If I'm not excited about it, I will not get it. Yeah. And and there's been times where you guys got it, and like a couple of months later, you're like, I see why.
Now, how do you think, just like in your own opinion of what you've just seen all over the internet, what I've seen all over the internet, how do you think the audience has perceived Black Ops 7? And then also, how do you think they've perceived, Battlefield 6?
I mean, it's like I said earlier, go back in time to 2016. It feels like the same thing.
I love that comment.
The trailer of Black Ops 7 has 26,000 likes and 100,000 dislikes.
That's got to be like, I hope that company isn't like, what have we done?
And this video I watched was a while ago, so it could be a lot worse now. And a lot of the top comments, there was a couple of comments that had tens of thousands of likes on it, saying this is a good campaign to buy Battlefield 6. And
seriously, so many, like, I saw like just people trolling it, but they're like the ... arrow thing where they're like, Battlefield 6 button, hit this button or whatever. I was like, dude, that's crazy.
And I just feel like the fans are not excited about this game. They feel like what we're saying. It feels like almost they're going backwards, and they're missing the mark again. And we're kind of getting tired of it. If they're going to come out with something new every single year, come out with something new. Don't try to redo something you've done before. Or find out what has worked in the past and try it again. Keep doing that.
Where's their marketing team? Because they should have done what made Black Ops 2 so awesome? What made Modern Warfare so awesome? What made
Old Treyarch made Black Ops 2 awesome. Treyarch was one of the best, because they rotated for a long time.
Yes, and like that, I forgot all about that. That was like a back and forth, like a Black Ops, a Modern Warfare, or something along those lines, because they were just kind of two different entities. And they're both awesome though.
Vonderhaar was the head of Treyarch at the time, and he did amazing with that. And it was what he did with Black Ops 2 and Black Ops was awesome. And I feel like they're just kind of falling away, and they just keep falling away every year. And eventually I think fans are going to get fed up with it.
And I hope this isn't the game to do it. Like, just because I feel like Call of Duty can do so much better. Like, and I hope if it's going to tank, I hope it tanks quickly, so that way they can go like, oh, never mind, just kidding, that wasn't the real project, and kind of cover their butts, whatever, that's fine. But and actually get to work, or hopefully have been working on something in the background. But one thing that I think made Battlefield, especially this latest game trailer and what they've promised, is getting back to the roots of Battlefield. Because even 2042 was here's a bunch of cool skins, here's a bunch of you can weapon skins to change this, to make yourself look like this, running around the field. And it's people were like, if I wanted this, I'll go play Call of Duty. And I'm not bashing that, because sometimes it's funny, especially in Call of Duty. But when you're playing a Battlefield game, I don't want to see that. As people were all like, hey, you're people that look like you're in the military fighting on a battlefield. They're like, that's what we wanted. And they actually, some of the comments I was seeing were really good. They were saying this feels like a sequel. So the true Battlefield 5, like as if Battlefield 1 and 5 didn't happen. Where it's like after like 4, this is like the true sequel to that one,
right?
Or it feels like they kind of took that and they're running with it, and hopefully because that was just a beta that we played, that they take the feedback, because I think that's the point too, not just to make sure that the game's running, it can handle this many people, things like that. Because I know people were complaining about some glitches, but I was like, that is the point of a beta. Like you jump in and they go, okay, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that. Oh, you don't like that? We're gonna fix that. They did that with 2042, because when I played the beta of 2042, you could lock your gun onto something like what's that called? Where you like lean on like something to make sure you're still. And when the game came out, you couldn't do that. I was like, wait a minute, how come I can't? And then there was another thing too where you could lean. And I thought that was so cool in the beta. And I was like, I'm so going to use this. And then you start playing and I was like, it's not working. I was like, you can't do it. And they just, I don't know what happened, but from the beta to that, they took it away. Yeah. So hopefully they make the good changes that people have been talking about. But
because that was a good, that was back in during this beta. Those were, you could lock in. Yeah. And
yep. You could on anything.
I did like
and
that.
You can also tilt if you want to.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. Like it felt so much more fluid too. But I just loved the destruction. Like I loved seeing a body fly halfway across the map because a building fell on them, or or a tank hit them or something. I think that's so much fun.
I'm a sucker for a good corpse launch.
Yeah, yeah. So am I. Essentially, like, oh, I used a missile on him, and he's just like, ah.
Anybody who's listening that does not know that term, that's just where like an explosion happens and you just see a body go flying.
And if you've gotten this far with this conversation, I would really hope you know what a corpse launch is, because we all love when that happens in any game.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of work to do on like just in summary, I think Call of Duty, for where they want to go, I don't know where that is, but they have a lot of work to do to like actually listen to the fans, versus going, ooh, that last, skin drop made us a lot of money because it was the Ninja Turtles, or like, oh man, I don't know, just what's his name? Guy plays Neo.
Keanu Reeves.
Just John Wick, like John Wick, or something. Because I would buy that, sure, but like, I want more than that. I want more than just skins. I want maps that because there was, I think it was Black Ops 2, where you could like kind of affect the map a little bit. You shoot some logs, the logs come falling down the hill or whatever. I don't know if that was Black Ops 2.
Yeah, no, there were. I think you're right. I think. Oh no, was that was Ghost?
Oh maybe. Oh yeah, maybe it was.
Yeah,
because it was a little more tactical in some ways, but either way, and it doesn't have to be Battlefield, but I do like some elements to change on the map, or like the maps to change, or because I don't mind them being small. In fact, that's fine. I don't mind that at all. It's just I want a little bit of variance, like throughout the game, because that way people that are like, I'm gonna use the same tunnel and I'm gonna fire down the same tunnel, I want the tunnel to collapse, or something to change a little bit. But that's just me. But Battlefield, I think, is in the right direction, and hopefully this isn't actually a Call of Duty killer, because they're two different games. Like in my just what I've played over the years, you could have both. I have both, so I'll get sick of one and play the other. Like they're not necessarily in competition, but when it comes to fans wanting something, I think Battlefield is going to win unless something changes with this, like Black Ops 7.
Yeah, and then my takeaway, I guess, on this is, it feels like Battlefield is getting back to their roots. They're starting to kind of catch their tread again, while Call of Duty is starting to lose its tread once again. And I just hope they don't make the same mistake and come out with another Call of Duty World War II, and try to copy what went right with Battlefield, and when they realize that they are two separate play styles, two separate complete games, they are not supposed to be copies of each other. They're not supposed to be even close. They are two completely separate games, and they can coexist as long as they stay in their own lanes, right? And stop trying to kind of merge together into this fight that they are finding themselves in, and stay again in their own lanes. And, as a run and gun game and a strategy game, that's the whole difference.
Yeah, so, they should be holding hands. They shouldn't be fighting.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's all be friends.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining. This has been a great discussion about the state of Call of Duty and Black Ops. We post every Wednesday at 8 a.m. and we post on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Again, if you leave us a like or a comment on YouTube, that's greatly appreciated. It helps us know what we're doing right, what you want to hear more
Leave us
from.
Comments.
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know what you think. And all right. Thanks for joining.
Catch you in the multiverse.